With electricity costs always seeming to go up and a growing focus on our environmental impact, it's no surprise that solar energy is on a lot of people's minds. But that first spark of curiosity often hits a wall of very practical questions, right? Things like, is this even affordable for me? How much could I really save? And what size system would my home even need to begin with? And that's really the heart of the problem. The motivation is there, but there's this fog of uncertainty around all the practical details, the costs, the savings, just the sheer feasibility of it all. And that can stop you in your tracks before you even get started. It's just tough to move forward when you don't have a clear picture. So in this explainer, we're going to walk through a tool that's designed to clear up some of that fog. We'll look at the problem it's trying to solve, see how it actually works, and learn how to decode the results. We'll see how it can take you from uncertainty to insight. And finally, we'll talk about its role as a really important first step. Okay, so let's start with what we're calling the solar decision problem. It's all about how to navigate those initial unknowns when you're thinking about going solar. This is what you could call early stage uncertainty. It's that phase where you're interested, but you just don't have enough information to even know what to ask an installer. And that's exactly where a tool like this fits in. Its purpose is to give you that initial understanding, not a final super technical blueprint. So how exactly does a calculator turn some basic info into clear estimates? Let's take a look at the process. It's actually designed to be incredibly simple and accessible for anyone. To get started, the tool only asks for information you probably already know or can find pretty easily. We're talking about things like your average monthly electricity bill, your general location, a rough estimate of your roof size, and whether it gets a lot of shade. You don't need any kind of technical background whatsoever. Once you've provided those basics, the calculator gets to work. It uses some key assumptions based on your region's solar potential and what systems typically cost there. The goal isn't to be a perfect engineering plan, but to transform your simple inputs into meaningful insights that are actually easy to understand. And that brings us to the best part, the results. This is where those fuzzy questions start getting some clear, concrete answers. So let's break down what a typical report might look like.
First up, you'll get an estimated system size. Now, this is measured in something called kilowatt peak, or kWp for short. It's just a standard way of rating a solar panel's output. But to make that a little more real, the tool also shows you about how many panels that would be, in this case, around 12.
Next, you'll see an estimated installation cost. This number gives you an idea of the total upfront investment that might be required. It gives you a realistic financial baseline right from the start, so you can really understand the scale of the project. Now for one of the biggest questions. What about the savings? The tool calculates an estimated reduction in your monthly electricity bill. This is a direct answer to one of the main reasons people consider solar in the first place. This simple bar chart gives you a really nice visual comparison of your electricity bill before and after a potential solar installation. In this example, we're seeing an estimated 40% reduction, which makes that financial benefit immediately clear.
The results also include what's called a simple payback estimate. This timeline shows you roughly how many years it might take for the savings on your electricity bills to add up and equal the initial cost of the system. Here, we're looking at just over 9 years.
And beyond just the finances, the calculator also helps quantify the environmental benefit. It estimates the annual reduction in carbon dioxide emissions, which connects your personal decision to the much broader goal of sustainability. It's a way to see that your choice can have a real, measurable impact. So, let's put it all together. The real value here is that journey from feeling uncertain to having real insight. This comparison really shows the whole transformation. Before using a tool like this, you're looking at empty fields and just general questions. Afterwards, those same placeholders are filled with specific, tailored estimates for your situation. Your system size, your potential savings, your payback period. It replaces all that ambiguity with concrete information. Now, it's really important to be clear about the role of this calculator. It's a powerful tool for sure, but it's a starting point. It's not the final answer. So let's look at how you can use these results to take that next step. Sometimes the tool might even provide a little note, like an AI consultant's tip, that gives you some actionable advice based on your inputs. Here, for example, it doesn't just state the payback period. It also suggests ways you might be able to improve it, like looking for grants or maybe addressing any shading issues. And to be perfectly clear, the tool itself will tell you that its estimates are not a replacement for a professional site survey and a detailed system design from a qualified installer. It's designed to inform you, not to finalize the project for you.
With that in mind, the tool helps provide a clear path forward. It'll recommend next steps like getting a professional site survey, figuring out if you need battery backup, getting quotes from a couple of different installers, and of course, checking for any local subsidies that might be available.
Ultimately, by turning that initial uncertainty into a set of clear, personalized estimates, a tool like this really empowers you. You're no longer starting from square one. Instead, you're prepared to ask smarter, more specific questions, which makes your conversation with a solar professional that much more productive.